All right, let's talk about your 30s. This is the decade where, let's be honest, your financial life can feel like it's going from 0 to 100, right? You've got all these competing priorities just pulling you in every direction. So, what we're going to do here is cut right through that chaos. We're going to lay out a clear roadmap of milestones that'll take you from feeling totally overwhelmed to actually feeling confident about your money. And wow, isn't that the truth? I mean, one minute you're celebrating a pretty decent salary, and the next you're trying to juggle mortgage applications, maybe thinking about starting a family, all while trying to crush it in your career. It really does feel like everything is happening at the same time. And hey, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. In fact, check this out. 36% of people in this age group say they just don't feel financially confident. It is completely normal to feel like you're playing catch up. But here's the thing. The financial decisions you make in this decade, they are absolutely critical. They can set the entire stage for the rest of your life. So let's get a handle on it, shall we?
Okay, so the very first step, before you can even think about planning where you're going, is to get a really clear picture of where you are right now. We've got to take a quick financial snapshot.
And the best way to do that is by calculating your net worth. Now, that might sound like some term for billionaires, but I promise everyone has one. It's actually super simple. You just add up everything you own that has value, cash, investments, your car, and then you subtract everything you owe, student loans, credit card balances, you name it. That final number, that's your net worth. So, what's a good number to have, honestly? Don't get too hung up on comparing yourself to anyone else. The most important thing is that this number is moving in the right direction over time. Seriously, if you're starting your 30s with a positive net worth at all, you are already in a great position. Think of this number as your starting line. All right, now that we know our starting point, it is time to build a solid foundation. These are the defensive moves, the things that are going to protect you from life's inevitable curveballs and stop your wealth from just getting drained away. First up, we're talking about debt. But listen, not all debt is created equal. It's so important to know the difference between good debt, which is usually low interest and helps you build assets, like a mortgage, and bad debt. Bad debt, especially that high-interest credit card debt, is like financial quicksand. It is actively pulling your net worth down every single month. That's your number one priority. So how do you attack it? Well, there are two fantastic proven strategies. You've got the debt avalanche method, which saves you the most money on interest because you focus all your extra payments on the debt with the highest interest rate. Then there's the debt snowball, which gives you these quick psychological wins by having you pay off the smallest balances first. You know what? They both work. The best one is the one you'll actually stick with. Let's move to our next defensive play, the emergency fund. Now, back in your 20s, the rule of thumb was probably 3 to 6 months of expenses. But for your 30s, we need to upgrade that. The new goal is a much beefier 6 to 12 months of living expenses tucked away. And why the big upgrade? Because, well, life just got bigger. A water heater breaks, maybe a parent needs help with some medical bills, or your kid needs emergency dental work. Your 30s just bring bigger potential emergencies, so you need a bigger financial cushion to handle them without completely derailing all your long-term goals. Okay, the final piece of our financial defense is insurance. Look, if you have anyone, depending on your income, like a spouse or kids, life insurance is non-negotiable. And please don't overlook disability insurance. It is designed to protect your single greatest asset, your ability to earn a paycheck for the next few decades. Okay, with our defenses strong, it is time for the fun part. Let's shift from just protecting what we have to actively growing it. This is where we finally go on the offense and start building real long-term wealth. So what's the target? The big goal here is to be saving and investing at least
15% of your pre-tax income for retirement. That is the minimum you should be aiming for to build a comfortable future. If you can do more, that's fantastic, but 15%, that's the magic number to get you on the right track.
So how do you know if you're on pace? This is a great rule of thumb to keep in mind. By age 30, you want to have about 1 times your annual salary saved. By 35, 2 times. And then by the end of the decade, at age 40, the goal is to have 3 times your annual salary saved up for retirement. Yeah, it might sound a little daunting, but it is so achievable with consistent saving. And this right here, this shows you exactly why starting now is so critical. The power of compounding, where your money starts earning its own money, is just exponential. I mean, look at that. The wealth you can build by starting to invest seriously at age 30 versus waiting until 40 is absolutely massive. Every single year you wait is a year of potential growth that you can never, ever get back. And while saving is crucial, let's face it, there's a limit to how much you can cut your expenses. The real accelerator for building wealth in your 30s is increasing your income. Don't be afraid to invest in new skills. Go ask for that raise or even job hop. A 10 to 20% pay bump from switching jobs can be one of the fastest ways to totally supercharge your savings rate. Okay, so we've built our defense and we've fueled our offense. Now it's time for those final, truly adulting milestones that protect not just your wealth, but your family and your wishes for the future. I know. Estate planning sounds super morbid and complicated, but it really doesn't have to be. It's simply about making sure your wishes are followed if you're not around. At a minimum, this just includes a will, making sure your retirement accounts have the right beneficiaries listed, and, designating who can make financial and health decisions for you if you can't. And as we plan for the future, here is a really, really crucial piece of advice. When you're on an airplane, what do they tell you? Put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. The exact same logic applies here. You have to prioritize your own retirement savings before you start saving for your children's college. They can get loans for school. You cannot get a loan for retirement.
So, we've covered a lot of ground. Debt, savings, investing, the whole shebang. But the ultimate milestone here isn't some number in a bank account. It's a feeling. It's genuine financial confidence and peace of mind.
And what's so interesting is this quote. It perfectly captures the single biggest threat to your wealth in your 30s. Lifestyle inflation. As your income grows, that's your offense. It is incredibly easy for your spending to grow right along with it. A great income with poor spending habits, a poor defense, that's exactly why so many high earners never actually build significant wealth. So what's the secret weapon? It's this simple but unbelievably powerful rule. Every single time you get a raise or a bonus, automatically direct at least half of that new money toward your savings and investment goals. You never get used to spending it, so you don't even miss it, and your future self will thank you profoundly. And that really brings us to the final thought here. Hitting all these milestones isn't just about spreadsheets and retirement calculators. It's about giving yourself the freedom and the security to design a life that is truly, genuinely meaningful to you. So the ultimate question I want to leave you with is this. Beyond all the numbers, what does a rich life truly mean to you?